вот такую тут.
Whoa, we're gonna have fun with this little bubble. Ah.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our last series of the day here. We've got Team Hope up against the Norsemen, the Vikings, the Raider. I don't know, they're actually not the Vikings because there's actually another Vikings team here. Unfortunately, I was going to try and do that list of 3 thing, but came just about too short there. So the Ascomanni, it is going to be here up against Hope. It's going to be the Ascomanni's debut game thus far in the OMG.CUP. I am Seeking Strike here, still bringing you the action. Thanks for sticking around with us, guys. We did a bit of a longer break, but we're now back with the Dotes. So glad for you. Glad that you could join us here. As draft underway here for our Game 1 of the series. As a reminder, all games are going to be, or all matches here in the group stage are best of 3s. I don't quite believe we've had one series. Actually, it was yesterday. Hope did manage to get the 2-1 victory over Wind and Rain. So this is going to be Group B. It's only the second match, though, so far played in this group. The first, obviously, being between Hope and Wind and Rain. Pretty interesting bans here on the side of Hope. They first banned the Meepo, Kunkka, you know, whatever. We've all talked about Kunkka enough this patch, and of course the Legion Commander. So the Legion's interesting in first phase, as is the Meepo in the first phase, but it'll allow a few heroes to sneak through. There's the Tiny and the Bloodseeker, which is a pretty common counter pick to, I want to say, both of these heroes, to be quite honest. Both of them are going to be quite spell dependent, so you've got a very large AoE, at least area of denial, forces Lesh and, well, Lesh specifically into really crappy positions for using his Pulse Nova or his Edict, so can be really great against him. Tiny as well, of course, silences, kind of ruin his day. The hero is not wanting to build like a Diffusal or, I'm sorry, a Manta. He doesn't want to build a Diffusal either, but for different reasons. A Manta or a Yule Scepter, you know, really the only sort of self-dispel he might get. If it's a mid-tiny, not anything, right? But if it's a 3-tiny, you might see like a Lotus Orb, maybe, perhaps. Either way, Silence going to be very strong in this game. You pair it up with a Bane, who provides pretty good harassment early on, as he's able to trade very efficiently. One, he's got the his Q, forgot the name of it. And removing that, it's got just a flat reduction of attack damage per level, and of course he's got that Brain Sap, so trading against him is pretty difficult here, especially as an enemy support. Wraith King picked here early on. We have seen an AM today. Didn't see much of him though, as the game only lasted about 22-23 minutes. There's an Earth Spirit, finally. Love to see this hero. He just looks so happy. Like, the man's literally a rock. Like, he's just happy to be played, honestly. Again, I like the Earth Spirit pick for the same reasons I was mentioning the Silence up on the Bloodseeker. My goodness, they are flying through this draft. Alright, let's slow it down, guys. Can we take a second here to get a little bit of draft analysis out? Earth Spirit as well, good for the repositioning. Very strong. One of the best early game gankers, although he's been nerfed quite heavily. Still potentially very strong, though. Can prevent spell usage here from the Tiny or the Lesh. One of the few heroes that can actually kind of gank Tiny as well. He's got a good amount of magic damage early on. Boulder Smash does a fair amount. Usually you only get one level, I think, in the Rolling Boulder, and then you do like a 2-2-1 build or something really funky like that. You get a level in the ulti, which is good early on, and then kind of sucks for the rest of the game. It's only good at canceling Blink Daggers, which is pretty useful, to be quite honest, but any Dispel will do, but no Dispels here picked up yet on the side of Hope. Maybe instead of the Chen, I would have liked to see an Omni, but then again, actually, then that, well, a 4 Omni wouldn't be too bad, honestly. In any case, I digress. I like Earth Spirit, my favorite hero. Very fun to play. Was busted. It's the first hero I spam. Anyway, sorry, I digress again. The Bat Rider's interesting, though. Again, forcing the Lesh out of position could be quite strong. Could be a double-edged sword, because you can't actually stop him from Pulse Novaing. If he started, you can't cancel the Edict either. Like, the Edict will even continue if you're frickin' dead, so the Edict doesn't care. It could be a Bat mid, could be a Bloodseeker mid, probably. I mean, they got a good amount of flexibility here. They're gonna have to decide, though, because they will have the penultimate pick here, with last pick going to Hope. We'll see what they go for. As far as what they're lacking, they got a good amount of damage all the way around, honestly. Perhaps just a reliable stun here. You could go for something like a mid Lina. Okay, never mind. They're gonna ban it immediately after. They don't want the Lina. In fact, they don't want their enemies to have the Lina either. So let's look at the other side of the coin here. I'm going to try and come up with what they want, right? You think Lina. Who does Lina do pretty well against? Well, I mean, it's probably not going to be a core Lina, so it would be a 4 Lina. She does transition pretty well into the late game. I think probably one of the best 4s you could pick, besides maybe a Tiny, just because she can get really great itemizations. Her talents are very strong. You can just kind of turn it into a core Lina almost. Who is the Lina very good against, though, that you might consider picking? Slark was banned, and no, Slark was not banned in the first place. I thought I definitely heard a Slark ban. Could be the Slark, honestly, or a Brood. It's gonna be the SF instead, so they did bait me here. It's probably gonna be a safe lane Bloodseeker, the off lane Bats, and the mid SF for the Ascomanni. Wait a second, haven't I seen... Didn't we see Master Risk like literally just earlier today? Give me a second. That was Mastermind. Pardon me, confusing the two heroes. I saw the prefix was the same. Very silly mistake, I do apologize. But, interesting. Okay, well, that gives you a little bit more of both, right? Have a bit more physical damage, a bit more magical damage as well. You got a good amount of pure as well with the Bloodseeker. You could have some pretty cute interactions here as well. Go ahead and, I don't know, you know, rupture up a Wraith King. Earth Spirit comes in, he kicks them. Bat Rider then, you know, they do like a little baton pass, and then Bat Rider picks him up, force staffs himself, you know, all of a sudden, everyone's dead. Because you have Ags on both Bloodseeker and Bat Rider, and don't ask how Earth Spirit kicks both of them. But seriously, how do you deal with this then? What do you need for hope? You have a bit of flexibility. Probably, it could be a safe lane. Wraith King, I think, is okay. That would force your Lesh mid. How does Lesh mid do against the SF? It's an interesting matchup. I think SF would probably just end up winning that, to be honest. Just way more auto attack damage. We'll see. I could be very wrong, but I think he does way more auto attack damage. The Lesh can't really try and set up like you know, a split earth on you without eating 2 or 3 raises potentially. And then by then, I mean, it's kind of scary. Early on, you might be able to make a big difference. Noya on the Earth Spirits. You already know I'm going to be looking for those Earth Spirit plays, man. I'm always looking for new combos to miss in my pubs. We'll see what the itemization is. A lot of Yules. Probably going to see a Blink at some point or another. Then again, I think the biggest difference seems to be at... let me see here. Oh, excuse me. The biggest difference seems to really come at... my goodness, I can't actually check his what's it called? Spell Amp or attack speed at 10, Presence Aura affects building. That's interesting. I feel like this is a good game to take the Presence Aura affects buildings, because you don't have a whole lot of right-click for your buildings. Earth Spirit, Bane, and Bat, not really renowned for their abilities to take towers too quickly. More like killing and ganking heroes is their forte instead. Bloodseeker's alright. Shadow Fiend is just alright as well, I would argue. Even stronger if you go for pure right-click builds. Which I suppose wouldn't be too bad. They do have a very a strong last pick, though, with the Oracle. There's going to be a strong Dispel with the Borrowed Time. Can really ruin Hestajo Rotten's... what's that ulti calls? The Lasso, of course. How could I forget? The American forgetting about the Lasso. The damage on Bloodseeker from Rupture is now fatal again. Valve removed that after they realized it wasn't a fantastic idea, although it was very fun to play against. Kind of, because you would just run around, lose all your health, and he'd be moving like a Formula 1 car. Except they're not racing today because of a typhoon. So maybe they're not moving like a Formula 1 car, because they're not moving this weekend. Short little pause here. Noya, looking like they're gonna go try and contest. Maybe for a bot rune. Could potentially set up first blood here. I'd imagine you'd go for... I mean, Brain Sap's the nice nuke, but Nightmare for an easier setup, or to disable, you know, a pesky Chen down here. Might be pretty good. Already tipping.
What blasphemy is this?
Beyond out here with the tips.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mid tiny. minion already to the trees, so it's going to be a baby knight against the tiny lush safe offlane is what I meant to say. Offlane lush, interesting. Maybe they're going to be doing a bit of lane swapping shenanigans as the Ascomanni tip their earth spirit Noya. See what they're able to make, dude. I suspect this is going to be, I don't know actually. Early game Earth Spirits and the Bat Rider, to the most part, are able to make a pretty nice difference in team fights. Their ganking potential early on is very strong. I would say at level 4 you've got a nice spike out of the Earth Spirit because you can grab the silence if you want. It's a 2-level silence. The damage isn't really all too meaningful. But then with 2 levels there into the Boulder Smash, you do a whole lot of damage. Just heal, roll in, swag style here to grab the rune. Long cooldown here on the Rolling Boulder level 1, however, so he's unlikely to get a second kill here. He does have that Orb of Venom, though, so he's, well, not able to catch up, quite able to catch up to this quantity. I think this is like 200 damage at level 2. Yeah, 170, so not quite 200, but, you know, you land your combo here, you do 70 plus 170, so it's 240 plus 50, it's 310 damage at level 4 for, I mean, pretty much all of your mana pool, sure, but it's potentially very strong here. Brain Sap level 1. No levels in the Enfeeble quite yet. It's going to be an annoying lane for him to deal with. I would go for an early level here and Enfeeble, to be quite honest. Oh, reduces status. I forgot about that change. I feel like that's quite underutilized, to be quite honest. But all of a sudden, you throw an Enfeeble on someone? Oh my goodness. Well, no, because it's dispellable for sure. I was to say you can totally just take over someone's. You can totally take over and ruin an Oracle's day there if you actually land an Enfeeble on someone. But of course, strong dispel applied upon cast of the borrowed time. So, but yeah, but 40% status resist, huh? That's insane. To be fair, I don't know if status resist actually works like that. I might be mistaken. He's gonna get gone on here, walk straight into that Earth, Spike? Split Earth. Split Earth. Yeah, I mean, that's still pretty good, though, because now it makes Lasso 60% longer, so basically a 50% increase there. 4 seconds at max level, so up to 6 seconds. Late game Lesh, late game Wraith King, late game Oracle even super hard to deal with. They basically have like 3 lives on Elmo here. Assuming he doesn't have Aegis, then you know he has like maybe 5 or 6. He's going to be a major issue. That is if they can get the Oracle. I mean, if they can grab this Oracle early on in fights, it's not really going to be too big of an issue for them. Annoying for sure, but you know, then you do reduce a lot there on the save ability. Noya might be dead here, getting a bit aggressive. Level 1 Earth Spirit, not hitting too hard despite being a strength hero. Kikid chasing him down. There's going to be the Fairy Fire. A little bit slow here, though, on the Oracle. And there's going to be the Fairy Fire. You do have another Rolling Boulder if you want to try and go for it. The move speed is going to be quite slow as Oracle dispelling himself, rolling forward. Now going to get scattered out by that ranged creep. They can continue here now. 2 more stacks with the sticky napalm. We don't have a dispel for a few more seconds. Plenty of wand charges at the very least, though. They're going to maintain vision on him as well. Not going to be able to deny himself. Nicely done. Buys you a lot of time, however, for your Wraith King, but kill's a kill. We'll take those for sure. Yeah, actually, now that I even think about it, my goodness, this Chen, what is this? The Unholy, no, this is the Divine Favor. It's the opposite of Unholy Aura, which is the creeps. Interesting, he's actually taking siege creeps away and just running them into the jungle. 1000 HP melee creep is a little bit scary. Here's Hestajo taking some creeps as well. As he's going to begin stacking up the sticky napalm charges here. But the healing potential out of Oracle this game can easily excel. My goodness, I can't even imagine. Let's take a look at this passive turned active aura here. 18% heal increase with an addition of 5 HP regen per second. It's getting a TP out over there is Hestajo Rotten. means that all of a sudden Oracle is dealing for basically, oh geez, that's hard math. I wonder which one is done first, because he heals for double inside the ulti, but any heal he puts in is also doubled, so he heals for 280%? Does that make sense? I think Elmo might be in some trouble here. They do have a Firefly kicking him right back here to the enemies. They have a Dispel, though. Going to use that offensively as Elmo with boots. He's not going to be tickled by that. I'll just leave. I guess he gets tickled. Oh my goodness, the hurl boulders, it's so strong. He needs to steal a creep though, because then he gets 2 more actually 4 more boulders to hurl potentially. Could be a bit dangerous. 125 damage each could very well result in a kill, but he's not going to want to give up his mud golems there quite yet. 5-minute runes spawning here as Ascomanni, I think, going to get 2 for themselves. No, Pion actually will get that one, so the Ascomanni will only get 1, and it's bottom. They'll lose out on both top here. Yeah, so wait, let me think. You increase healing by 40%. So Oracle heals whatever, let's say he heals 100, all of a sudden he heals for 140. Team fight here. 3 heroes, that's going to be a beautiful boulder smash. Will connect to the silence here onto the Chen, but turning around with the Fate's Edict is going to be Lesh now without a stun available. Free to leave is this Chen. Alright, so 100, you heal for 140, and then all of a sudden, with the ulti, you heal for 280, because you heal for double. Yeah, that seems very strong to me, as Ace likely able to run down Pion here. There's going to be a Split Earth available. A hurl boulder coming through, though. It's quite strong. As it's dying breath, the Mud Golem tosses, well, hurls a boulder, pardon me. He doesn't toss anything. It will kill Ace, though, in return. Ascomanni also dropped Hestejo Rotten top lane as well, as he was trying again to pull the creep. Unsuccessfully this time. Yeah, 280% heal increase, basically, is the healing output potential they have on this team. So that's almost certainly going to be a 4th life there. You really, that being said though, you really need to get a Spirit Vessel ASAP on this team, like 1000%, because then you're going to negate that healing by what, like 70% on Spirit Vessel or something. Under shock now, getting a bit aggressive here on the side of Hope, tossing back Baby Knight. Nice root there. The kick might just save his life. That's a very good rolling boulder as well. Used both defensively, but very well played there. Likely saving the Knight there. Saving the life of the Baby Knight is what I meant to say. Chen again just kidnapping here all of the Mud Golems. He's got 2 more to his name. 125 damage on the Hurl Boulder, man. Doesn't cost any mana either, just on a very long cooldown. Hurl Boulder. The reason I love that so much is that I feel like, you know, you'll use, like, I mean, I guess when you're gonna use the word enfeeble, alright? But, like, you know, Nightmare is a pretty common skill name, you know, Holy Pursuit, like, those are words you might use. As Chen likely to die here, going for the body block that will be able to connect with the Split Earth onto 2. Rolling Boulder coming through. Find it. Like, Rolling Boulder, like, these are all normal words. Boulder Smash, Geomagnetic, like, that's a word you use if you're in college, probably. Magnetize, like, this is all good stuff in you know, your Physics 2 class. Great stuff, right? Sticky Napalm is a bit weird for me, but like, Hurl Boulder, like, I don't know when the last time I've said hurl is outside of Dota. Like, what are you even hurling? Besides, I guess you can hurl chunks. I think that's an idiom. Undershot getting a kill there onto Master Risk very early. Like, if I look up the word hurl, it's probably just gonna be like vomiting. Like, I know what the word means. It means to throw, but why not just like boulder throw or something? Why's it gotta be so difficult? As the TP in Undershock now for a kill onto Ace. Beautifully set up there for the Split Earth. Even a bit longer here though. The tree toss is there in time before the silence is there. Look at that. 2 more hurl boulders. I don't know what other word you would even use. It's just such a silly word. Anyway, I'll move on. Elmo's farming up quite nicely, going to be going for the Hand of Midas, so they're definitely playing for the late game, which I think is going to be advantageous here for Team Hurled in his face will be ace. Honestly, they are setting themselves up beautifully here as well. Like honestly, Boulder, okay, to go back to the Hurl Boulder thing, it just seems like they're like, we don't want to name this the same skill as like honestly, okay, to go back to the Hurl Boulder thing, it just seems like they're like, we don't want to name this the same skill as everything else in the game, so they just like went into the thesaurus and then chose the two most uncommon words they could find and hurl boulder instead of boulder throw or rock throw, whatever. Peon now running for his life here, making very good use of this reduced carrying speed there. It's going to be a beautiful stun as well as Peon now dead here. Beautiful raise as well from Baby Knight as managing to barely live once thanks to the stick charges was the Oracle, but not twice. The Ascomanni will pick off 2 here and a big kill there on the left, setting themselves up as well for 2 bounties. Baby Knight, let's see what he's building. I suspect it's going to be a Yules with the that Windlace here. We already have an urn, thankfully, here on the Earth Spirit 4, which is lovely to see, because like I said, you do need something to deal with that 400 or 280% heal that they're going to be having. You have factor in that lifesteal too. It's just like, it's so difficult here against trying to out heal them. So thankfully, not Holy Locket, thankfully Spirit Vessel is an item, and it might be a bit strong, sure, but it's definitely much needed here, because otherwise there's just way too much regeneration here. 3 heroes smoked up here besides Elmo, so they will TP out 1. It's 11 minutes now. They're going to find Hester Joe Rotten, though, farming in the easy camp. That dead owl animation is quite funny. Maybe making a jump now mid as Zion will get connected onto the... Oh my goodness! Immediately the Centaur Conqueror with the stun might just end up saving his life, and they could maybe turn this. TP's coming through. There's going to be a rock dropped as well, ready to hurl the boulders now here. They're going to land 1 onto the SF. Now they've got 2 more boulders to hurl. They won't be able to get any of them off, and actually Baby Knight will just take their souls. Let's look at this damage getting pumped out by the Earth Spirits. Might not find any kills, but it is going to leave everyone here quite low. And what's the DPS on level 1 Magnetize? Like 40? It's so bad. Like Magnetize is a good ability, kind of. 50, okay, I'm sorry. But of course, 25% of that is removed immediately. And minus 17, so it does like 38 damage per second, realistically. I mean, it's not bad, but plus you can refresh it, of course, so it shouldn't be too much higher. Alright, it's going to be the Blink Dagger reveal now. It's onto the Bane. They jump. Baby Knight's unable to get off any spells there. Does have the Requiem now with maxed Necromastery as well as Shadow Rays. Just jump it in there. Going to find 1. They've caught the Tiny. They actually haven't gotten the Dispel here. Now they have, as there's going to be... who have they actually gotten there? With the Rupture. It's the Oracle. Down he goes. Now Wraith King in a bit of trouble. Does have his second life here. Should be respawning shortly as Lesh trying to do the damage here, but he's going to get focused down eventually. Baby Knight there with 1 more right click. The Ascomanni playing this one quite efficiently into the mid game. They're definitely feeling a bit strong. I'm just surprised how south that fight went there against the Northmen, considering that was the Blink Dagger reveal. Still though, no death on the Wraith King. You can jump back in as well. Low cooldowns, and they've hit the shrine, so in they go. Again, a second kill onto Bane here consecutively. Very nicely done. So they'll defend the tier 1 tower as some more TPs come through. Going to be the 20 attack speed now for the SF, so maybe just going to go for the physical damage. I mean, the 20 attack speed is going to be quite negligible, you know, past the 20, maybe like 30-minute mark. Oh my goodness, they actually tossed forward the Conqueror here. They've got, however, a rolling boulder. Out he goes. So now they're going to take a jump here. Very aggressively undershot. Going to make the tier 1 tower. The Rupture is going to be on Tiny, but down goes Baby Knight. Buying back instantly here, actually. He does have a Requiem. They got plenty of stuns. There's going to be the ulti as well. Watch out for these boulders being hurled. Elmo now likely to die here. That's just going to be the first life. They will catch the Lesh there with the Magnetize as well, as he does end up walking into a rock here. Elmo to die a second time. Doesn't even have a spell to cast, and they'll get the Oracle too. Ace managing to run down Yan, making it a full team wipe and a well worth buyback here out of Baby Knight. Generally a hero not really renowned for his great buybacks, but that was definitely one of them if I've ever seen it. Nicely done there. Ace, though, doing most of the damage. Fantastically played. Holy cow. So, back up to full soul as he goes. Doesn't have to die. Ends up getting a tower. Just about as good as an early game buyback as you could ask for, honestly. There's Elmo. Looking up towards that Radiance, has gone for the Midas build, so he's not too strong in a fight yet. No good way of initiation. I mean, you do have your Tiny, of course, so that's pretty good. Can't ask for a whole lot better this early on in the game. Well, other than, like, you know, an Earth Spirit, but it can only be one at a time. He's already, speaking of Earth Spirit, nearly having the full Spirit Vessel now. As to Joe Rotten's got full boots of travel, making him move a bit quicker, but won't let him TP. It might have been faster to just literally walk down bottom. Very long TP there with the TP boots as well, but now he's got two sources of TPs. It looks like they're going to try and defend this tier 2, looking like he's trying to find the Lesh. It is actually faster than the Lesh here, but he's got plenty of support to make that 2 boulders ready to be hurled at him if he wants to try and go for it here. They've got 2 of the Centaur Coursers, which do provide 10 HP regen each, and they do stack. They've even got a Purge, too. It's pretty scary here, as it's a pretty big Chen army, which will be expiring here in about 30 seconds. The Nightmare will catch one, though. It's going to be the Oracle. Straight into the Fiend's Grip they go. No support whatsoever for him, so Oracle unlikely to live here. It's a very long Fiend's Grip. Noya now on a killing spree. Nicely done. Able to provide the initial lockdown. There's the Chen army. Oh, hurling the boulders now. 250 damage deleted off of the Bloodseeker. Elmo could be in a bit of trouble. They're not going to catch him with the Flame Break here. The slow as well from the Wraithfire Blast is going to keep him at bay. Oh, thank you for the host, Sheever. Appreciate it. Much love to Sheever. I didn't know she was streaming today. I would have watched it in between games. Thank you, Sheever, for the host. Just announced the Dream League talent as well. Going to be in the Netherlands, I believe. Hopefully I did not mess that up. But very excited for that event as well. In any case, back to our game here, the OMG.CUP. While we're giving a shout out, why don't we give a shout out to them as well. Thank you to OMG Bet for sponsoring this tournament. They're going to be the title sponsor. And thanks again for the support. Make sure you guys check out their sites to check out their services and products. Give them some thanks here for sponsoring the tier 2 scene. Alright, a little bit slow now, but it should be beginning to pick up. We should have a Radiance here very shortly. Oh, maybe not quite. It's going to be a little bit late on the Radiance. He does have full boots and a wand at least. But he will finally have enough here for the Relic after he gets the last hit there on the Ancient Creep. The Chen army, though, standing at the ready. They have 3, yes, count them 3 of the Satyr Coursers, which do provide 10 HP, or sorry, 10 magic resist each, which do fully stack. Those do stack additively, so you've got up to 30% magic resist now. It's going to be pretty useful here against both the Bat and the SF mostly, while he does not have the physical damage to really fight, as he does with magic damage here. That's to Joe Rotten now, just still chilling, just still waiting for now. Might be trying to play this one a bit aggressively though. It's a fake Tiny, they definitely should know by now. Still no levels in the Enfeeble, huh? Oh, he's got 1, okay, for the basic status resist. He's getting tossed up and down. His peon just continuing to farm. This space though is much, much better for Hope, I will say. Oh my goodness, now the Chen army continues to grow. He's going to find a 5th one here, actually. I think it will kill off your stolen creep in order that you acquired them, though, is going to be the problem. The Hellbear also has a Cloak Aura, actually, so it doesn't matter. So you've got 50% magic resistance now. Just straight up, man. Just straight up 50% magic. You actually have 100% magic resist on creep as well, which I still think does scale linearly. It just scales additively. So let me check here on the creep. Actually, it should work for themselves, right? No, come back. This is so funny to see, actually. Yeah, I literally think they won't take any magic damage creep. I don't think it's possible to have 100% magic resist. I think the game like doesn't work like that because it's 1 minus whatever. But here they go, Ascomanni now looking for a fight with the BKB now on Baby Knight. They're gonna catch the Oracle here early on, not even going for the silence. They've caught another one. Those sports will end up dying here. All the Cloak Auras really there for naught. As I drop a coin. No BKB used, just a very nice smoke gank, picking off both supports here are the Ascomanni. Coming right out of that river. That is where they exceed these Norsemen, you know. Maybe not going for the Dragon Lance. So going to be transitioning to the right-clicker build as he cannot get this BKB off yet. Might just end up dying here, trying to fortune pop it. Finally will. Going to be going for the Rupture now. They're going to be holding down the ledge. There's going to be the borrowed, not the borrow time. The false promise, though, as Master is trying to do whatever he can. There's a big magnetize onto just about everyone. Where are the Cloak Aura creeps? We need the Cloak Auras. Nowhere to be seen, however. Now Ace could be in a bit of trouble. Will land the silence into one. He's a very fast Bloodseeker, and now going to be making Lesh's life a living hell. Can do nothing but die there. As down he goes, reducing the movement speed back to normal here of Ace, but he's already scurried across the river, this fast man. SF somehow living through that as well. Wanted to hold on to that BKB until he was forced to use it, but didn't really get, you know, a fantastic 10-second BKB. Can't complain too much. You get a kill at least. Well, 1 death. I mean, half, really, because he doesn't actually die. 1 on the Wraith King, but you do get a kill onto the Lesh, so it's pretty well worth it, I would say. Now, Smoke Gank here from behind, Undershock, grabbing a tree, trying to find a jump here. I think he scouted Noya. Nope, instead they're going to go here for the Bat Rider. They're going to be able to blow him up nearly immediately as Noya now in the middle of 3 heroes. They've caught the Oracle, however, sending them up into the sleep, into the Blood Wraiths. Goodbye. Noya with the kill there. 5-1 and 7 now. Participating in 12 of 17 kills. If I was better at math, I could give you the what that was off the top of my head, but it's over 50% for sure. I'll tell you that. It's like 3/4. It's like 70% maybe. Who knows? 2/3? No, it's way more than 2/3. Actually, no, it's like 2/3. It's like between 2/3 and 3/4. There we go. How about that? Nice, some quick math for you. 9-second BKB into the Dragon Lance here for SF. Doesn't have buyback, so he's pretty liberal here to spend. As that's going to be an individual now on the Earth Spirit. They did nuke down that creep wave though, so they're not going to be able to have a flaming lasso to follow through. Silence not coming through soon enough. Do we still have the Chen army of Cloak Aura creeps? You bet your ass we do. However, they've caught someone here. It's going to be the Wraith King here. Does have the reincarnation and a full radiance here. Will die once at the very least, though, as now Pion going to get targeted again by the Rupture. Nice. We'll be on to 2. Elmo welcomed back into a living hell. That's not quite enough magic damage. Now Baby gonna pop in his own BKB. 4 heroes temporarily caught there. There's going to be a Fiend's Grip onto the Tiny. No one can quite catch the Bane. Finally, Yule Scepter. Pion forcing to come through. Will end up paying for that now. Is now Ace with a double kill running through onto the back lines, though. They're going to be able to kill the Tiny. Now it's just the 1 support with Elmo left as well. It's the Cloak Aura creep. Oh my goodness, look at that magic resistance, actually. That's just a few of them. This Cloak Aura creep is finally dead. As they'll buy back on the Chen, likely to try and save him with the all heal, but unfortunately, the Cloak Aura creep have died. Now he needs to rebuild the army there for the magic resistance. But you saw, man, that was a level 4 raise. What is that, 160 damage? 300 casually, you know? 300 damage, and that guy just, I mean, I guess these things are tanky. They get 1,000 HP when he persuades them, doesn't he? Yeah, so, I mean, sure, I guess, but still, that creep was not more than 500 HP, and he just took it like a champ. He just took that on the chin, did not care. No one to be TPing out here except for Ace, dropping one last blood right before he leaves. There we go, right back up there. This is so funny. I love this. I love that so much. The first time I saw that, I kind of laughed my ass off. I didn't know 2 creeps also provided it. I always used to think it was just these little centaur boys. But apparently the regular hellbears do as well. Good for them. Oh, there's going to be a flaming lasso. Who they caught? It's going to be the Oracle. Might be able to ult himself and stay alive here. He's going to go ahead and save. That's actually off cooldown, so it doesn't have a chance now. Ace, godlike now. 9 kills in a row. Is Noya jumping forward, unable to catch anyone there. Don't quite. These remnants don't come out as fast as you might like them sometimes. There's going to be the Echo Saber into the Ags here for Undershock. Do like that build here quite a bit. It's provides that 100% move speed slow as long as the Echo Saber is off of cooldown and available to be used. Every single tree you hit slows the enemies down quite a bit, but they really need to slow down here, the Ascomanni, because they've made quite a comeback here from the early game. I forgot to rebind my keys, but you can already tell it's 2,000 net worth leads, nothing really to write home about, but early on that's not too shabby, especially right out of the laning stage. It's been since then turned around. We've got a little bit of back and forth here. We might have an Ags now up on someone. I know for sure it's Radiance, but right now they're just still able to nuke through this Wraith King with very little concerns. It's going to be an Alpha Wolf creep at least. It's continuing to push top. They'll smoke S3, not quite catching Yond here and the creep army. TPing home temporarily will be Bat Rider. Is maybe just indecisive on whether to go in or not. Well, the tower will fall. Now only 1 tier 2 love standing here for Team Hope. And now in the middle of 3, maybe 4 heroes. It's going to be Baby Knight. Beautiful stun onto 2. Noya trying to escape, will be unable to. Dropping the ult at the very least. BKB. Baby Knight just on the way out. Wants nothing to do with this. Yule Scepter now onto Ace, who ends up running in. He's got a BKB of his own, however, will be able to get that off. Has a TP out. Just going to go for it here. No need to really be too risky. And that's his 10-second BKB if I'm not... No, 9-second BKB used. I was mistaken there. To just be able to TP out. So that's a good fight for Team Hope. I don't believe they got a single kill there. Indeed, they did not. They find a kill onto Noya, force 2 BKBs out as well, and now could be able to turn this into a Roshan. Noya will be back in 20 seconds. Could find back here. He's got plenty of boulders, but no ultimate, so you still are free to blink. Although it's very annoying here to try and fight throughout here, as jumping in is going to be one. Has to Joe not going to quite go for the flaming lasso. Just checking on their progress now, but he's able to dodge in and around there. It's Nightmaring up will be the Wraith King, not choosing to purge it off with the Centaur either, as Aeon now. I think that was Fiend's Grip used onto someone. I'm not sure quite who he was Fiend's Gripping there, but didn't end up lasting too long. 15 seconds till these BKBs are back off the cooldown, and now Undershock going to be in a bit of trouble. They're going to go ahead and give him a little bit of magic damage, but that's pure damage now. It doesn't prevent against the right clicks either, as BKB out from Baby Knight. There's going to be the false promise as well. Lesh going to get targeted as well. Has to Joe Rotten perfectly placed there. Still not quite dead as kicked, getting ran down. Bet running as fast as he can all over the map. BKB is perfect onto him, dodging out the split earth. However, now it will end. Elmo now maybe in a bit of trouble. They might be able to get the kill here onto Ace, jumping around, will finally die. Undershock on a killing spree now, but he could be in a bit of trouble. Luckily, the rolling boulder canceled there by the avalanche, which are kind of both rolling boulders when you think about it, so I'm surprised that they do cancel each other out like that. Now buyback has to Joe Rotten. Ace has no buyback. Noya jumping back in. He's got rocks nearby. They have found the kill, however, on to Baby Knight. He's in a bit of trouble. Elmo getting that one there. Radiance maybe now starting to kick into effect here throughout these long fights. Elmo has taken over now in terms of top net worth here. Still a bit dangerous though. Has to Joe Rotten still just chilling. Has the blink dagger. They're doing a good job of keeping it off cooldown, but that's going to be Undershock this time with the Aegis. Nicely done. That's the Joe Rotten stalking, waiting here. He'll find himself a Chen, forming himself another army here, but they'll call him Peon, and maybe in a bit of trouble is the Bat. He is going to blink it in 5 seconds. The Yule Scepter to close the gap. The blink off cooldown now, but does apply damage on the way back down, but it's a bait. Yond, now it's in trouble. There's going to be Lesh getting controlled as well. Ammo jumping forward. We'll be able to at least stun up the Bane. Split Earth as well, but they're going to pull the Lesh back. As the Rupture is going to be now onto the Lesh. Pure damage to the pipe will not help you. The Courier will die in the meantime as well, but the Baby Knight's still down. They're going to get Noya here, so you only pick up 2 and drop 2 heroes yourselves. This Ace coming into that fight there a bit late, not really able to get a great position in that fight to attack anyone. BKB now on the Wraith King is still 10 seconds long. A kill onto Lesh is good, but you still have good tower pusher here with Elmo. Has he gone for the skeleton strength? He actually has. He's gone for the 15 strength with a 2-time skeleton spawn, so sure, it's still double damage in a way, isn't it? Plus 30 skeleton attack damage. Well, I can just click on these guys and check. Yeah, I mean, that's still really good. The 15 strength is fantastic on him in this game. He's able to live it just a little bit longer, and they're going to get a kill onto the Tiny. That's going to be the Aegis expiring there. Trying not to use the BKBs as Master Risk is going to go ahead and Nightmare up the Tiny. Try his best to escape here, fighting and enfeebling against one. That's Aghanim Scepter completed on Tiny. However, his Master Risk trying to escape, likely unable to. As Undershot blinking forward, getting the kill. Ooh, it's a bit scary now. As Team Hope pushing on now, trying to get a tier 2 here. Going to be the second to last one. We'll even up the tier 2 counts at 2 apiece after this. Well, 2 taken, right? 1 standing, that is. Who's taking this illusion? He's called someone here, hasn't he? I don't know. They might make a jump here as the silence up onto the Tiny. He's got no BKB himself. Doesn't have a lot of trees to push here either. And now with the Rupture taking a bit of damage, trying his best not to take too much. As the Avalanche once again stopping the rolling boulder. Now Tiny in a lot of trouble. Holding on to the ult is going to be the Oracle finally getting popped. Now Noya is now dead. There's going to be, oh, nice BKB out from Elmo, basically nullifying the entire Requiem of Souls. But Ace in the back line trying to do as best as he can. Here's Hester Joe Rotten as well. BKB now expiring on 1 second. 10-second BKB finally up on Elmo, but they've yet to even get a life off of him yet. Nice flame break buying a little bit of space and time here for Ace, forcing them back in, but he's going to walk right into that Split Earth. Does not have buyback either. Nice attack speed as well. Out from the Wraith King, has a blink and a second. Going forward, the toss through the Wraith Fire Blast, securing the kill. Does have buyback actually, I was mistaken. And they jump now, they buy back on him. Nice Yule Scepter up into the air, goes Baby Knight. As Undershock likely to die here, but the all heal is good. 36 HP regen per second. They managed to finally kill Hester Joe Rotten, no Peon. Style fighting against Ace, who's just bought back. Now Baby Knight up against 4 heroes. Elmo still extremely healthy. As now Baby Knight likely to die here against 3 heroes. Will at least find the Tiny, but he's gonna buy back instantly. Baby Knight does have buyback himself though, and Ace back in the fight. Finally applying the Spirit Vessel here to the Wraith King, slowing down that HP regen, trying to slow down the fight. As Undershock TPing back in. How did he get here so quickly? Oh, he got recalled by the Chen, of course, and now Bane dead here for 40 seconds. Bottom barracks here under attack. You've lost the Oracle, but that's about it. So the push likely will continue. And with Undershock here, they push very quickly, likely to get a second set of barracks here unless there's a buyback. This time, unlikely to be as good as the initial buyback. You have a Butterfly at least here on the SF, as well as buyback, but with a tier 2 still standing, and you're unlikely to defend these barracks, so it's not the worst call here. Just letting them take the barracks and defending for top. We're going to be down 2 barracks though, so it's going to be very hard to push against this team as Hester Joe Rotten. Just going through here, seeing what he can see. Has no lasso for an 8-second time here. And no Force Staff either, actually. He's gone for the Yule Scepter first. Still trying to find something, as now they're actually going to make a break back towards Hester Joe Rotten. Has the Blink Dagger, is going to get out of there just in time. How's our Chen army doing? We're going to be hurling any boulders soon? Yes, we are. Absolutely. Don't even think about touching those creeps, man. Those are Chens, usually. 29 to 29 kill score just even here. Shy of 30 apiece, but look at that XP and the GP, or I'm sorry, the net worth here. Joe Rotten going forward, needs to be a bit careful here. If he runs up that cliff one more time, might just end up dying here. Playing it a bit cautiously, just breaking as many of the trees as he can, which is really great actually against the tiny Aghanim Scepter. Now that I think about it, might be well off breaking as many of the trees as he can in his base. Unironically, not really too many of the heroes that like to hide in trees and then jump out anyway, like a Train Protector, for example, on the side of the Ascomanni. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, in the slight little bit of downtime here, I have looked up a little bit of information here about the word hurl, and it seems like it's literally only used in reference to throwing stones. Here we have the example sentence, according to the Cambridge English Dictionary, is youths hurled stones at the soldiers. So, you know, hurling boulders, hurling stones, so why not, brother? It's definitely what that word means. All the skeletons respawning here are going to end up dying once again. Noya here in the tree is going to get jumped on immediately by Elmo. He's going to be dead. Oh, well, it does have a nightmare, but that's going to get canceled immediately. It does have buyback at the very least, but a very quick jump there and a very easy one at that. And just outside the range here of the Blood Right. Still a 9-second BKB, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed, here on the Wraith King, nearly level 25. As they jump onto him, has an Aether Lens though, so gonna stun up the Bat Rider just as much. Have the stuns for him too. Dead for now. Nearly a minute. Ace jumping in. BKB is there. Wraith King gonna get his second life now, thanks to the False Promise. Nearly actually dying, running around there. Oh my goodness! Look at the trees. That's a dead Ace. Might as well be GG here, as it's definitely gonna be Mega's. Baby Knight gonna try and do whatever he can there, but the tiny Ag's just too good against him. Waiting to try and get the bear, so Jewel Scepter here on the SF. BKB on the way back down. There's going to be the Wrestling with Souls. Good damage onto the Lash. Elmo BKB in as well, trying to man fight here. Noya jumping in as much damage as he can provide. They're going to get the Lash. Noya likely to die here. Down he goes. Does have the buyback, but Pion will buy back as well. On to Baby Knight they go, as Undershot getting a little bit too close. There's going to be the roll forward, as Elmo will quickly cancel the Fiend's Grip, tossing Noya back right onto him. Elmo now with one more auto attack will connect a beautiful rolling boulder into the bash as well. They're out from Noya, but the tree grabber, the tree volley nearly killing him there. He got nothing here for 40 seconds here, or rather for 30 seconds. There's no Flaming Lasso, as they're going to be able to retreat out from under the mouth of the fountain. And no GG yet here, as the Ascomanni looking to hold on. They can defend against Megas, but it's definitely going to be a long one for sure. We'll see if they're able to do it here, as against Megas, they're going to go, yep, there's GG. I was about to say that they can't really defend this. I was like, they left, but they can just go back in and end the game, and that's exactly what they're going to do. GG gets called here. Well played. The Ascomanni will fall. Game 1. Game was just going late enough there for that Wraith King to really come online. It looks like they had a nice early game lead, but couldn't really hold on to it, keep that momentum up. So the Norsemen will fall here in game number 1. Hope winning
Whoa, we're gonna have fun with this little bubble. Ah. Uh-oh.
Добавь драйву.
Welcome to the new esports future. Choose match. Choose winner. Sign up on OMG.bet.
Welcome back, everyone. Game 2 draft now underway here between Hope and the Ascomanni. Hope were able to take it late last game. They did have the better late game lineup there. SF versus a Wraith King. Gonna be pretty handily won by Wraith King. You know, not every time, but nearly every time. Ascomanni not able to get their hands on the Meepo nor the Bloodseeker nor the Legion. Again, these two bans in the first phase every single time against them are pretty interesting, but they will ban out the Chen, so unfortunately, unless there's an Ench pick who actually uses Enchant to get creep, which, let's be honest, that hasn't happened in probably legitimate a year in competitive Dota, in very rare instances, right? We're not gonna see any more boulders hurled. No hurled boulders.
The Undying waits.
Anyway, Undying, 5, Kunkka, Mirana, very strong opening lineup here. It's gonna be probably Mirana 4, Undying 5, Kunkka. A little bit of flexibility in that if you get a really crappy matchup mid, you can try and throw him off lane and then draft something really safe, usually like a DK or a DP. Usually tend to do pretty nicely against anyone that does not, that Kunkka does not fare nicely against, rather.
Ember Spirit.
Okay. So the Ember against the Kunkka generally tends to be, I would say, slightly Kunkka. Well, it's a little bit skill-based, right? The thing is, though, Kunkka has the advantage of not needing to have mana to dodge out the abilities. Ember can pump out damage, sure, but Kunkka's gonna win that pretty much every single time, just because even if he spends monies on bottles and sales only, eventually he's just gonna be able to simply out-regen the Ember here, even if Ember's able to, you know, get every single sleight of fist off to dodge every single Tidebringer. You can only do that a certain amount of times before you're completely out of mana. But it is slightly skill-based in that sense, though, for sure. Alright. Gyrocopter going to be the next pickup here for Hope. Sorry, I had to respond to a message there very quickly. But Gyro going to be the next pickup here. I do like Gyro early on. Very strong hero pick. Ooh, the makes pick makes you think. Interesting, they don't want anything against the Life Stealer. Generally does good against a Tiny, but did get banned out here in the first phase by the Ascomanni. So banning, actually, Ascomanni choosing to ban 3 heroes of the last 5 there in the first ban phase. 3 heroes of the last 5 that Hope played, rather, in their first ban phase. So, need themselves a safe laner then, as it's going to be a 3 shaker for Hope. A safe laner. Ooh. Well, that's not a gyrocopter. There is a void in the pool. Do you have damage into the chrono? Absolutely. Do you have any void counters? I mean, you got the Kunkka does pretty good against them, to be quite honest. I don't know if I'd call it a counter, but it's pretty strong. You can throw Boat into the chrono, give them that damage buff, or rather the damage resistance buff is what I meant. Potentially even stun up the void as well. Torrent, toss some torrents in there, toss some X marks. It's very annoying. Kunkka generally is pretty good against void, I would say, for sure. Undying as well. Could toss in a soul rip. The zombies will stack up. It's gonna be quite annoying. I mean, I could definitely see a chrono here. I'm sorry, a void. I could also see if they want to play a Morphling, the Ascomanni can try that out. It's pretty popular against a shaker, just because, you know, surprise, surprise, go ahead and mirror image. A common strategy is only 1 level in the enchant totem, since the cooldown is the same at all 4 levels, and the damage all comes, well, the stun damage all comes from Aftershock, right? So the immediate damage is all on Aftershock. Just the percentage, the crit rather, gets leveled up here at every single level.
Monkey King.
Haven't seen this hero in a while. This is very good against the Shaker, which I'm not sure if a safe lane Void would specifically. They don't have themselves a very strong lane either. It's probably going to be, well, strong lane supports anyway. Rubik is fantastic, one of my favorite heroes. Don't even get me started on an Earth Spirit, but he just doesn't provide super early game lane support. Like, you know, a PA Rubik lane against like a Tide Hunter is the hero's name, is just like, what do you even do? You know, it's like you got nothing there in that lane. You need a third hero there, for example. So of course his forte is going to be more in the mid to late game, where, you know, he's going to be stealing Tombstone. You know, all of a sudden there's 3 fissures, perhaps, or 2 fissures in the game. I'm not sure where the third one came from. Stealing Boat is honestly usually quite easy, because it's almost always the last ability to be used in the X-Mart Torrent combo. So that's potentially going to be a good steal too. Arrows, fantastic. I mean, there's so many good spells to steal this game, really. Suppose out of everyone, the Undying is probably the worst. I don't know, I like both these drafts. It is going to be a 3 Abaddon, which I do like. Likely going to... I don't know, this is a weird one. I think I kind of slightly favor the Hope draft again here myself. They got really strong, I mean, they got really strong team fight on both sides, let's be quite honest. But the team fight, I think, is strong at all stages of the game. Here for the Ascomanni, relatively. Whereas if you compare that to, oh, let me switch this, there we are. If you compare that to, you know, level 1 Boat really sucks. Call down level 1 really, I mean, it really sucks if you're playing against it, is what I mean. Level 1 Slam, level 1 Call, like, these are all great level 1. Level 1 Wukong's Command is nothing to write home about. You get a good, like, the bonus armor is fantastic out of Wukong's Command. Level 1 is what I would say is the best. Where is he? There he is. It's Monkey King mid, by the way, of course, because it's Baby Knights. For some reason I thought it was a safe lane Monkey King. How dare I? Could be going against the mid lane Kunkka, which is, pardon me, actually a pretty good matchup against him, now that I think about it. Yeah, the 12 bonus armor at level 1, or level 1 of that is fantastic. Yeah, that's a very nice matchup, actually, because now both of these heroes have a good amount of sustain in the lane. You're actually able to somewhat sustain against the Kunkka, so that means safe lane, you'll be throwing the Ember, which I do like, and that's going to be going up here against the Shaker. So once you get up to level 6, negatives all around, definitely. But once you do get up to level 6, you can hopefully try and avoid him with the Remnants. Try and dodge out most of those pesky little fissures as well. Keep those from blocking you. Arrow onto 1. Yonda will actually snag that rune away from Hestejo Rotten as well. You don't have a homing missile here for another time, but you do have a good bit of strength stolen already on the Undying, up to 800 HP. Flat. Fissure here. Blocking the second creep wave, the first creep wave. My goodness, I forgot how long they take to get here. Not too often you'll see that anymore, actually, as Ace now scrambling to block to get somewhat decent in creep position here. As it's going to be 2 heroes top early on here. Master Risk going to be supporting Ace mid lane. And it's Undershock again here against the Baby Knight's Monkey King. Has gone for the Wukongs, or for the, what is this called again? The Jingu Master, that's right. 4 hits here onto the bottom now, as they may be considering his turn. Of course, off lane, Abbas, as they want to do get a level early on in the passive. Well, we might be dead here. Beautiful arrow setup. Should be pretty easy. You're going to eat an arrow creep here or 2, but that regen actually coming through from the Abbas is going to be insane. That was just passive HP regen. Are you serious? That was insane. There's Ace here now on the Ember. Arrow coming through, not going to connect, however. This Peon's safe to leave. He doesn't mind laning against this many heroes, but, well, I mean, yeah, especially when they don't have a purge, actually. So he's going to be pumping in a fair amount of damage. Nice fissure, though, that might just end up paying for this. No follow-up stun, however, to be found. They actually don't connect the arrow there, unfortunately. Sometimes the camera placement can kind of mess with you, but they have plenty of blocks here. The creep, all aggroed over, will secure the kill there. Checking a thing here. There's going to be an arrow now onto the Elder Titan. Again, might end up taking a second early death here as he was trying to interrupt Peon from snagging away that creep wave. Getting a bit aggressive here, last setting, and CS in between the tier 1, tier 2 now is Elmo and Kick are doing. Could be a bit dangerous for them here. It's actually, yeah, 2 attacks there. Lots of strength stolen though, only 560 max HP with 8 strength stolen. You finally have the Aphotic Shield level, but you can't really escape through the tier 1. It's going to be a bit difficult, and lots of armor here provided by the tier 2 tower as well. Hestejo Rotten so low, but they're going to get the kill here onto Gyro. Yeah, Ascomanni will get 1, perhaps even 2 here, as there's not enough mana here for the Undying. And the cooldown's not there either for him, so a double kill. Well, 2 kills, rather, down bottom. They go now. TP getting channel. That's going to be for bottom. That is an interesting. I just noticed that this is Ace actually. Guess he is not on. Not on NIP anymore? Leave dates. Oh, of course, it's the former roster. Silly me. Goodness. Interesting. Alright, sorry, now focus back on the game here. We luckily haven't missed any kills. It's a bit of a slower start here. Oh, well, not like league quality here. Mid lane there's going to be the Jingu Master, and now you can see why this is a pretty good matchup here against the Kunkka. Luckily, the X marks able to keep him alive a bit longer. No more Jingu stacks, and plenty of tower auto attacks eaten here on Baby Knight. Means he's going to be forced to back off from the tower. is finally... Ooh, nice arrow. Ace barely just going to be able to dodge that one out. 5-minute rune will be claimed here by... Who even snagged that rune? Excuse me. Who got it? Oh, Master Risk did. I'm an idiot. I can't read, apparently. They're going to get a kill onto the Kunkka mid lane, however, as it looks like the Monkey King able to secure one at least. Pretty calm. I mean, 4 kills early on, nothing insane. Lots of CS mid-game, mid-lane. I'm surprised there's only been 1 death so far. Level 6 soon here onto the Kunkka. BabyNet already has his level 6, but of course, Wukong's command, why even bother with it this early on? Kick could be in a bit of trouble here, as they got that additional attack speed thanks to the Curse of Avernus now. Level 3 on the Rocket Barrage, kind of didn't feel like it. A lot of them do end up onto Noya there as mid lane. As he out a boundless strike, immediately killing the cat trying to gank mid lane. Boat is now available. You don't have X marks for another 20 seconds there. That cooldown increased significantly here at the earlier levels, which is fine. Undershock now. No, just going to be okay. Pulling the creep wave again here is going to be Fionn as Master Risk again. Trying to block his own creep out, actually, but they're still going to be aggro to him regardless. Mid lane, though, there's the boat combo. Do they have an arrow? They absolutely do. Monkey King could be in a bit of trouble here. Doesn't have any stick charges. Ooh! Now he's going to die for sure here. That was almost a really cool play, and it was worth a shot there from Baby Knight for sure, but nice arrow setup there. Even better, though, for the Monkey King, obviously. He's going to come out on top there. It's very good. Lane matchup there. Hestio Rotten nearly dying here. Level 3 Rocket Barrage. What a number. As 16 strength stolen. Yep, that'll do the trick. A second level there in the Soul Rip is gonna absolutely murder him. Soul Rip level 2 with plenty of creep. It does a surprising amount of damage. Nearly every... Well, the build before on 5 or even 4 or 3 Undying used to just be max the Tombstone. Don't even bother with Soul Rip sometimes, right? But now... You had a few levels of Soul Rip earlier on, as there's going to be a kill onto Ace top lane. Great regen. They're comboing super effectively here with Yond on the bottom. Now under shock, Noya here to annoy him. Here to annoy him. But yeah, Soul Rip level 2. 2 levels on the Soul Rip earlier on is pretty fantastic. 29 by 9 here is kind of a ridiculous amount of damage. I got no idea what that is off the top of my head. Don't even ask. Well, it's just shy of 300 damage. A little bit shy of 300 damage, not just shy. It's like 260, a little bit less. Oh, there we go again. Undying now in some trouble. They're good guy, Baby Knight. I thought I was going to say he's going to let them get the last hit there. Nope, absolutely not. He's saving onto his Jingo Mastery Strike because he wants to get another kill down bottom lane. There's going to be Moonlight Shadow cast, though, so unlikely to chase him any further. Oh, just looking mid there casually. Nice aggressive ward out there from Master Risk. That's Ace here, continuing, just chilling like a villain. Has been doing pretty well for himself. 50 and 16 up top here within the first 9 minutes of play. Is on top of Netwell, just behind actually, as now Ace could be in trouble. Arrow gonna get blocked by the creep. They will commit the Echo Sign for this. That's gonna burn through the level 2 Flame Guard. Now on the retreat though, using one of his remnants. Has no more available actually. Doesn't got mana. He's got 18 wand charges. Trying not to use them though. Gonna go ahead and retreat. Why is he going this way though? Is my question. Interesting decision to try and juke around that way. Oh, you know what? It's because he bought his bottle. I'm sorry. Wait, did he not buy a bottle? Oh, it's in his backpack. I'm so... I don't know what's wrong with me. Elmo, bot lane, will drop down. He fall down. Trying to contest Joe Rotten here inside of it as well. Borrowed time. He's incredibly slow thanks to the slow there. Noya getting ran down as well. They're going to get the kill onto Hester Joe Rotten. Boat is used. They do have the combo onto him. It's only a level 4... level 4 Rubik there. So the cleave level 4 is going to be able to kill him pretty easily. Now top lane Jan is going to get caught here. Nicely done. 3 levels in the Sleight of Fist into 2 Flame Remnants will do that much damage. Just the right amount. Jumping forward, trying to find someone there. Ooh, not connecting on the Boundless Strike though. Ascomanni there, just ever so missing the spells there. It's a very slim spell there. It is Boundless Strike, right? But it actually is bounded on the X and Y axis there, so it's got some nice bounds. It's very confusing right now, thanks to the names. They've connected an arrow mid lane now. Can't quite close the gap. Is Undershock there. Ooh, I think he actually dodges out that damage. Can he be able to get the Jingu Mastery stacks up now? That was weird. It didn't look like he attacked him on my screen. I mean, he must have to get the Jingu stacks, though. Interesting. Who's this? In a bit of trouble again. Is going to be Yond. Will at least get off the Moonlight Shadow before the silence comes through. However, there is a Kunkka Torrent there. It's a stolen Torrent, actually. So now that's Noya level 6. I was about to say, how did Kunkka torrent her own cats? Cats aren't particularly fond of water, you know, so. It's to Joe Rotten. Now, how many levels in the Flat Cannon? Is this 2 levels in the Flat Cannon? Huh. Rubik can't steal the Sign Gunner today. I learned it. I always thought that was going to be an old thing, but there we go. Gyrocopter now. Self-call down. Jingu stacks activated on the Monkey King, though, as he will eat himself a homing missile. Plenty of support behind him, though, so no way that Gyro wants to turn around and try and fight that. His Peon now saving up a good amount of gold, but not all that much. Still finds himself in the top half here for net worth, but well behind Ace, his contemporary. I hope I'm using that word right. Contemporary, I feel, is... I try and use it as, oh, it's someone who's in the other lane. Or his equal in the other lane, or the same position, right? My water bottle smells like a cat. And I have a sneaking suspicion that the cat has been licking it, trying to get the water in it, even though she's got a full water bowl. As now they're going to go top lane. Echo Slam committed now onto Ace. Has a Remnant back. No chance of using it, as they're going to be able to quickly jump on him. Maybe didn't think the Echo Slam would come out there in time. TPs will come through from the Ascomanni. But they won't be able to catch anything. Will they? No, likely not. They might actually get turned on here, as there goes the D-Ward nearly instantly. D-Wards right after one after another. Baby Knight with the Quarterstaff already. You're going to be going for the Echo Saber. Might be on the Courier already, quite honestly. Yeah, that should be the Echo Saber completed already. It's now Arrow coming through. Not going to find anyone here. 13-minute runes. Interesting place to be fighting here at the 13-minute mark. They will be able to silence up the Undying. Trying to get them before the Tombstone can come out. Nice bit of stuns. They've stolen a spell. It will be Decay. Rubik will actually steal the strength for the full amount of duration as well, so it's pretty nice. Now bot lane here. Just a little bit more aggression. Go now on to has Joe Rotten in the top lane. He's gonna be okay. He's got the phase boots already. What is he saving up for, actually? Nothing in the quick buy. Wouldn't be a terrible game for Vlad. You already have enough lifesteal, though, on the Monkey King. It would benefit Ace a bit as they will actually get the ulti out. And the arrow has Joe Rotten now down. Noida to die. Doesn't even take the homing missile. What the hell did that homing missile stun Monkey King? What was up with that? Earth Splitter, we're gonna go ahead and cut them off here at the gap. Into the trees they go. We'll catch him here with the Boundless Strike. Another arrow onto the Monkey King. Hopping down, though, as he's actually in a bit of trouble now. The boat will be coming in. Wukong's command is channeled, not able to dash out that boat damage. Up into the torrent, and down he goes. Able to get a kill there. Nicely done by Yond. setting up for that kill. 2 kills there, set up quite nicely. Ace going for the Maelstrom next here. As continue on, averaging well over a kill a minute. We've got a few little scrappy fights here, and plenty of damage here early on. Here they go, mid lane now. They're going to be able to catch the Rubik. Good damage here. The Tidebringer nuking down this Rubik so quickly nearly every time. They've actually dropped the Tombstone as well, as they're going to be now continuing the aggression onto Hestro. Rotten they go. He does have the borrowed time. There's going to be no Wukong's command. Nuts bomb the struck onto 1. They're able to do a little bit more, as now in comes the boat here. Will connect onto Hestro Rotten, but he's been disabled. Noya will now buy back. There's going to be an Echo Slam on top. Huge stomp actually onto 4 heroes. Will break apart this team fight for now, but it's going to be the Ascomanni on full retreat here. This fight has gone awfully for them. There's a dieback already on the Rubik. Not nearly enough damage here on the Ember Spirit as they'd like. And Hestro Rotten just disabled throughout the entire team fight. Just... That's a good word. Counterpart. That's an even better word. I will use that. Thank you. His counterpart. Well, Echo Saber up here on the Monkey King. Doesn't have a Wukong's command here to make any use of it, though. Much like the tiny eggs with the Echo Saber, the illusions, whenever they do attack, they're not really illusions. They're like the Wukong command attendants, whatever. The Monkey King counterparts of the Wukong's command, we'll call them. They will slow, just like the tiny eggs will with the Aghanim Scepter, as long as it's off cooldown. So that's a nice little interesting interaction there. Arrow coming through, trying to catch the monkey here is well placed, but landing just shy. They're not gonna scout him here. Bracers queued up here for the Undying. Nice tombstone in that last fight, really making it difficult for Hestro Rotten to move anywhere. Blink Dagger now on the Shaker. I believe that's been revealed already, as we nearly have the Aghanim Scepter completed now onto the Gyrocopter down bot lane. They're going to be going here again onto the Monkey King. They've actually got a full Spirit Vessel, but Undershot can nearly dying here. They're going to apply a second Spirit Vessel charge. Won't matter there, as the Echo Saber is going to be enough damage. Blinking forward is Peon. Not quite catching him, though, with the Fissure. Up in the air goes now Ace, perhaps in a bit of trouble. Tombstone is dropped. They'll try and focus it down, but even an arrow is going to be Hestro Rotten, popping the ulti there immediately as they keep the Tombstone alive for just a bit longer. It's stolen arrow now, Yond. How do you like it? Says Noya. He's been eating those arrows all game, and he wants none of it anymore. Wants nothing to do with those arrows. As good team fight from the Ascomanni. They get the Kunkka. They don't actually lose any heroes this time. Nice play, a nice bit of aggression there. Oh, might have a nice team fight here, as Masterus could be in a bit of trouble. Undying, scout him out here. Hestro Rotten again is able to dispel himself, thankfully, but look at this damage coming through. They got no borrow time for another 14 seconds. Stolen arrow connecting onto 1, but the Echo Slam is huge, connecting onto 2, I believe. Now Ace dead, unable to try and escape here, as Baby Knight trying to do whatever he can. He's got no ulti, he's got no movement speed either. He will at least dodge the initial arrow damage, but still stunned up as he returns from the mischief. 3 heroes, 2 kills here on Elmo, and they're not done chasing yet. Peon underneath the tower. They're going to have the setup there as the stomp will not be completed. Just a first kill in this team fight by Undershock, but looking like it could be a full team wipe. Stolen Fissure will be unsuccessful at delaying his death, as now 2 kills for Undershock. 2 kills, I believe, for our boy Gyrocopter. Elmo as well, and that's a full team wipe here against the Ascomanni. It's like these mid-game engagements have really just not been going their way. I dismissed that fight recap a bit too early, my apologies. Let's take a look at that. Yule Scepter on Mirana is just always such a good item. Kunkka has gone, of course, for... I like the spell actually on the Kunkka. So it's not too unusual to see a Radiance to follow up. It's still not awful. It's still early on, actually. A few more fights like this, you're going to be able to get that Heaven's Halberd, which cannot be purged off, even by the Aphotic Shields. Nor a BKB, actually. It's going to be mostly used, I mean, considering that there's only one melee or ranged hero, and why would you bother disarming the Rubik? It's going to be mostly used on the Monkey King here. It's going to be quite effective. Only 3 seconds as compared to the 5 though, as they've cut Hesijo Rotten here once again, up into the air for the Yule Scepter. He's already gotten a good amount of healing off, however, as he will be able to disarm that Spirit Valve, but smoked up behind, or the Ascomanni going in for the counter attack. Undying will be able to drop the Tombstone actually, as the Earth Splitter will catch the kill onto 1, jumping through his Earthshaker, getting rooted up nearly immediately up into the Wukong's command he goes. They've gotten the kill onto Hesijo Rotten, but they've gotten now Yond as well. Maybe even a bit more, as they're going to continue to chase. I think that's a stolen Tombstone. Indeed it is. Baby Knight going forward, trying to find something, but now Elmo has returned to fight as well as the Kunkka. And all of a sudden, now Baby Knight dead. Ace on the full retreat here, as Master is trying his best to TP out. X marks the spot. Going to be committed here for Ace. He's going to be the more valuable target here. Elmo now with a double kill has the completed Aghanim Scepter, 900 gold for the BKB. And after that, it becomes pretty tough to kill this guy. I believe Earth Splitter pierces BKB. Yes, it does. They've caught one here, I think. Noya. Ooh, the Torrent is perfect on Undershock, as they will most certainly have the damage. Hesijo Rotten coming in, trying to save the life action. It might have just been able to. The dust is applied there as well. Random Torrent not going to quite connect, as now Hesijo Rotten in a bit of trouble. The disarm applied. Yule Sceptered up he goes. As Masteros continue to try and run him down, but they're not going to be able to catch this guy. He's way too fast. Now Masteros here going to get Yule's boat, arrow, the whole 9 yards applied, deleting the Elder Titan Masterisk off of the map. So we got good map control out from Team Hope. Great wards, great vision, scouting out any early rotations. A Tinker ward thrown down here, interestingly enough, as to give any vision there for anyone trying to push the tier 2. Halberd complete now on the Kunkka. Should be BKB on Gyro. It's just about to get it now. Needs to farm this last camp and he'll have it. Gyrocopter now jumping forward. It's going to have the BKB here on the way, but it's not going to have that much time to fight here, as on they go to the Undying. Has the Tombstone holding on for it. Will drop it here on the low ground. Only one ranged hero can reach this as well, and they're all grouped up pretty nicely here for an Echo Slam. In comes the boat. There's going to be a Boundless Strike. Wukong's command is channeled on, able to dodge the damage, though. As a stolen Tombstone actually might just be able to turn this fight. They have gotten the Radiance, the Hope Tombstone down. And actually have gotten one for themselves for the next fight. It's been a good job here on Noya, able to seal... I mean, oh, that's actually the Tombstone from the first fight, actually, as well. Interestingly enough. Good fight there. If the BKB was there on Elmo, I mean, he did have the BKB, but it was flying to him on the courier, so didn't have it for the initial engage. By then, Tombstone is down, and so is your Undying, so it makes it a little bit less worthwhile to actually jump in. Flesh Golem is super strong now. Haystrew now for Undershock, likely to admit here Noya to be the target. They are invis, but they do have themselves a Sentry Ward scouting out Undershock, trying to go for the Blind Torrent. Not going to connect it this time. He really wants Noya. They don't want this Tombstone anymore. No more Tombstone anyway. X marks. He can X himself, but would have been a little bit too cute of a play, perhaps. Middle lane here, they continue to push Elmo with his BKB, soon to be Maelstrom. Has gone defensively here and as to not, you know, play this game a bit safer here. Some fortify on fortify action. Stomp could be here onto 4. Good damage regardless. Damage and move speed bonus here for the Titan. Where is he? There he is. Look at this. Boom, 512 move speed. Not too shabby considering you only got 2 levels there in the Astral Spirit. You don't have any of the talents yet either. That caught Hasajo Rod instantly popping the ult there. Wants nothing to do with that. So Undershock will be brought back. That's going to be an X mark here for Noya, as Ace will be collecting a few bounties here while the tier 2 is sieged by Team Hope. Noya will head, or I'm sorry, Ace heads bot lane rather, while the rest of the team still continues to fight top here. Ascomanni trying to hold on to this game, slowly slipping away from them. Down, what is that, 8 kills here? Yep, 8 kills, down 7k, but 25 minutes in, so this game is still not over yet for either team. Gyrocopter slowly getting stronger and stronger, but you know, a BKB here on Ace wouldn't hurt. You've got a BKB on the Monkey King going for the Desolators. It looks like they might just start fighting here. Hasajo Rotten unable to time that perfectly there. Will have to borrow time back at least. Going to be able to activate that. Maybe now going for the fight there. The Boundless Strike from behind onto 3 heroes. BKB now onto Elmo. Baby Knight holding onto his. There's going to be a beautiful Earth Splitter only onto 1 though. It'll catch the Gyro. The move speed still the most insignificant as they've accidentally trapped Undershock here in a bit of an awkward position. Tombstone is going to be dropped though, discouraging the Ascomanni from chasing any further as Kunkka just stands there awkwardly for the entire duration there of the fissure. I believe that was not BKB popped here on the Monkey King. It actually was. So no deaths, just lots of saber rattling here as a what has Rubik gotten? Rocket Barrage, it still is the spell to be stolen. Oh my goodness, Undershock's insane with these blind torrents here. They're going to be able to pick up the kill here pretty easily onto Noya. They have to work with it for a little bit, but the Echo Slam out of the backline is going to stun up too. The follow-up here from the Shaker as well. Ace somehow still alive. Hasajo Rotten keeping alive, can go back in, does have that borrow time back up, but Ace is now dead. X marks the spot onto Hasajo Rotten 2. They're going to force out the second borrow time, really the third one here early on, as it's a 1-man Boundless Strike, unfortunately, only for Baby Knight. And they go, guys, we actually haven't gotten a tier 2 yet. It actually still got backdoor for a little while. Same comes the boat. Now, interestingly enough, they're going to go here onto Master Risk. Not quite finding him, but they will get him. As Pajan will jump forward there. Nearly has BKB to his name as well after that push. But now Baby Knight getting aggressive here. Second BKB of this fight. Boundless Strike will secure the kill now onto the Shaker. Jumping forward, trying to catch anyone else, but he doesn't have a stun here. So Elmo is free to leave. I think that's all they're going to get here. That was another TP right under their nose. I think that one was going to be Yond. The Ascomanni is still unable to find their perfect fight. It's out there. They just need to find it. Wukong's command level 2 now with the Echo Saber and a little bit more damage. It's going to be more worthwhile to try and fight him at least. With that Desolator though, now we're talking. Hasajo Rotten pretty much constantly locked down by some arrow or a torrent or all of the above. Might even make a jump onto him now. X marks the spot. Going to pull him back into an arrow. Nicely done. Holding on to the ult here, being patient, but they're going to force it out of him one way or another. He's going to pump that barrier now. Staying alive somewhat. He's got a lot of magic block here, but not enough to dodge out the ulti. Up into the ult scepter he goes. Kicked now. Not drop the tombstone. Will not be able to at the very least. The call down, forcing them all back here. Hasajo Rotten staying alive a bit longer, but the control of Fissure to cut him off to seal his fate. No help for him whatsoever. Elmo now godlike here. 9, 1, and 10. He had death early on. That was it. That's all you got out of him, maybe, for the rest of the game. They're constantly finding the Undyings. I'm not staying true to his name, but, I mean, he's getting a hell of a lot of assists for sure. What's he at right now? Yeah, 2, 7, and 16. That's insane. He's got, well, I mean, he drops a tombstone and gets assists for basically everything, of course. But still, very impressive that he's even there in the first place. Because it suggests good positioning, of course. Bottom here, Ace continues trying to split push. Does have the BKB as well as the Maelstrom now. This should be, if they can pick off this courier, that's going to be a huge blow here for the Ascomanni. They might even end the game. They could potentially even end the game as they are not going to have buyback here onto Ace. They're going to get the kill here onto Master Risk as well. So that's going to be BKB securely on the Ember now. No BKB, no buyback for him rather. In fact, At least Baby Rotten. Baby Knights. Confusing Hester Joe Rotten and Baby Knights between the two. It's going to be pushing it against an Aegis here, likely on the... No, I think you give it to Elmo, to be quite honest. Aegis. They didn't even do this quickly. Satanic now queued up with the Maelstrom complete. And they've caught one. It's going to be Noya. He's got X marks the spot. That's Ags on Pion. And Arrow actually securing the kill there. Ooh. And it's looking pretty dire now for the Ascomanni, as Ace will head here to try and at least push the sideways a little bit more. Getting unlucky there with the Maelstrom procs. We'll find at least one or two. There we go. That's better. Maybe not gonna take a bit of damage. Nice. Found the strike there to at least dodge out on the Tidebringer cleave. Ace continuing to push bottom, shoving the wave out quite far. Doing what they can here, but that's going to be likely the tier 2 gone here, and maybe even a bit more, as they have rotated one down bottom. It's going to be the Gyro. He is X marks though, so he's going to be brought back eventually. This homing missile will get Ember eventually. Top lane might end up fighting here as Hester Joe Rotten running in, trying to land the Silencer onto the Kunkka. Still holding on to, of course, plenty of abilities there. Nice sleep onto 2, but onto the back lines they've caught Noya. Pion jumping forward, still holding onto that Echo Slam as well. This time finally is going to be Hester Joe Rotten as Undershock still here. It's no TP yet from Ace, who continues to push the side lanes as well. There's going to be Noya finally getting jumped on. Hester Joe Rotten with the ulti getting popped. He does have a Blade Mail as well. No one too quite low. The Undying finally falling, as there's going to be plenty of damage. They're going to find at least a 1-for-1. It's the 4-for-5 though. It's Hester Joe Rotten now with no ulti. Elmo will jump in. That's his first life actually. That's going to be Aegis with no BKB here on the second life. They don't actually have a boat here. The Ascomanni quite happy with this engagement, as there was no Echo Slam somehow used in that fight. Just decided to hold on to it. Ace coming back there at a pretty good time there. They're still going to continue pushing is the problem. And without Hester Joe Rotten, it's a little bit dangerous to even try and engage. The only reason you're able to get a kill like that is the BKB usage there was not ideal there on Elmo. Ends up using on the first life and Tiny anyway to the physical damage, although they might be able to set up for a kill here. So there's going to be the call down here onto 2. Baby Knight in the trees. I don't believe he has Wukong's command anymore. Indeed, he does not. Likely does not have buyback either. Just going to be shy of it here. 1300 seemed a bit low, but they might be chasing here for a kill. Against 5, it's a bit risky. I think you have another Tombstone available as well. No, actually, Undying is back bot lane. They didn't get the tier 3, but the Ascomanni will hold. It's not the greatest hold in the world, but, you know, it's... You haven't lost yet, for sure. Team Hope looking like they're going to be a big contender here throughout the OMG.CUP. Up 10k here, 13 kills at the 32-minute mark, averaging nearly a kill a minute here on their own accord. It's going to be 3-man smoke from the Ascomanni. Uh-oh, they've caught Hester Joe Rotten though. The smoke gank will be now making a detour as they try and catch him. The Blade now keeping alive a bit longer here, as it's the borrow time. The Yul's up there is there, but they've got one from behind. It's going to be kicked once again. Now rotating behind. It's going to be Jan and Elmo. Has a BKB. No Aegis to his name this time, though. And here's Beyond. There's going to be one kill with the Enchant's Totem. Maybe able to set up for a second one here quite easily, as he's actually taking the rocket barrage damage here at level 15. I don't know why you would actually take the homing missile stun if it's just half a second. It doesn't seem all that good. I get 3.5 second stun actually. It's not terrible. 2 buybacks available though for the Ascomanni. Oh my goodness, that was an Echo Slam used. Unfortunately, the Yule Scepter up there to save Ace. He's going to die regardless. Elmo will BKB here against Hester Joe Rotten. He's going to be able to use his ulti at the very least, getting disarmed on top of that as well. Maybe just trying to take as much damage as he can. Jumping into the Fury. He's going to be Baby Knight now popping out. Buyback now from Ace. He's going to go back 2-1. A hit with some remnants. They're going to get the bottom now, maybe looking for more. There's no BKB now available on Ember, and they know, but the BKB still not used on Ace. And then back to 9 seconds. They might be able to catch Undershot here as well. Calling in the boat. Does not have enough mana for the disarm, however, catches 3 with the bow, keeping him alive a bit longer, as Hester Joe Rotten now with the damage and silencing him. Finally, they're going to be able to take down this Kunkka. Well, they've done it a few times for sure, but unstoppable 6 times kill streak ended there. It's a good buyback out from the Ember. Ember, as well as Puck situationally, and any hero that dies to Toss and Spectre are fantastic heroes to buy back on. because you can just haunt back in. The toss scenario, if you die mid-toss, which is possible to do, so if you die before you hit the ground and then buy back, you will respawn at the toss location where it was going to put you back down. I've seen it happen once to horrible extent. It ended up losing the game for the team, unfortunately. I don't remember what it was. It might have been ACL, might have been just some in-house leagues here at ePulse, but either way, buying back on Ember is so good. You can't underestimate that, especially if he's got a remnant down near you. Well played fight there for the Ascomanni, able to make a chip off here in the net worth, finally slowing the stem just a bit, but it might be enough. Has to Joe Rotten now with the Blade, Mallet, Pipe, and Vlad. Is a bit more sustainable. They're constantly blowing so much of their lockdown. Is Jan going to be going for the kill here? There's going to be the Root. TP coming through from Elmo, however, self-use Scepter. They might have the lockdown here for Ace. Again, not using the BKB. There's going to be the Echo Slam, dead for nearly 2 minutes. No buyback available either. Ooh, that one hurts to see. All for an attempted kill on the bottom. Now has to Joe Rotten trying to do whatever he can here, but the X marks to hold him down. The stomp will completely miss onto everyone as well. Now has to Joe Rotten likely to die here. They'll force out the borrow time, so he'll get very little of it here, continuing to get stunned up. They'll actually heal him completely up to full before he uses the Blade Mouth. Still not using that barrier, so he needs to buy back here and will need that for the buyback. But on cue, Baby Knight's continuing to push down bottom, does have Monkey King Bar, and Noya even doing a pretty good job of pushing top lane, but they know they have to defend here. So they'll try and slow down the push, doing whatever they can. Stopping the creep wave even just for a second might make a big difference. Baby Knight continuing to push down bot lane. It's not going to have Boundless Strike for 20. They don't have an Ember for a minute, though, is the real issue. They can't get Megas either. And you could defend here pretty nicely against 2 lanes of barracks, and even against Megas, quite honestly. As we look bottom, I'm surprised they haven't sent anyone there. Back with the X's, has to go Rotten getting involved here. Gonna get the force auto attack here as well, silencing up that gyrocopter. Still holding onto that BKB as well as the Satanic, though. There's going to be a stolen call down, doing pretty good work here onto 2. Very confusing to see that. Down bot lane, Baby Knight just continuing to push, but there's going to be BKB popped now on the gyrocopter, trying to heal up, but not the best BKB there, nor the best use of Satanic, so now they're going to be on full retreat. But here's Ace, once again caught in the trees, has the BKB this time, but the rest of his team is chasing down. As looking back bottom, he's still just chilling here, Baby Knights. As top lane, they're going to get a kill here onto Noya, turning and trying to fight now. They do have Echo Slime in 4 seconds, but they won't need it here to kill the Titan. Has to Joe Rotten running for his life, as Payan picks up 2 kills there. BKB, and is going to be Baby Knight. A nice bit of damage there. He will be able to escape after popping the Wukong's command, but BKB committed. Alright, so you get a half lane of barracks. It's the melee barracks as well, so bot lane's going to push in. The only, not the only reason, but among the reasons that is good is because you still have a tier 2 in this lane. Tier 2s are not disabled by the rest of the high ground backdoor prevention. So pushing that in is going to be quite nice. You only lose a tower and probably a lane of barracks here, as Ace will be respawning shortly, as will your supports. Has to go Rotten, trying to be as annoying as possible. Here's a hit me, hit me, hit me, he says. Plenty of magic damage there. Now they're going to turn onto him. No, he does have the borrowed time, though, pardon me. Going to be building up a Heaven's Halberd for himself, as Elmo will now jump in. BKBing again early on, preemptively. Has no Satanic either. They're going to notice this. The Ascomanni could potentially jump in here. They're going to get a stun here onto Ace. Again, there's going to be the BKB, as the strong Dispel is there. Searing Chains up in a second. Going to catch only onto 1 here. And they now will go ahead and back off, because they're not feeling comfortable fighting into 5 heroes. Ooh, all right. Ascomanni's still in it. I've got to commend him for that. Waiting for the runes here is going to be Hope. He's continuing to push, has a full Mjolnir. Going for the Eye of Scotty next, interestingly enough. Okay. I mean, Yules wouldn't do him too much good this game, to be quite honest. The only thing he can really dodge out is X and, I guess, realistically, Homing Missile. Surprised it's not going for an X though. That allows him to push much more aggressively. There's not a whole lot of move slows except for the zombies here, really, and the torrent and the call down. So I guess there's a good amount of move slow. Who am I kidding, right? But I think it's still good because it increases the move speed by 100%. So even if it's halved, it's back to normal. As they have pot 1, it's going to be the Titan trying to defend against this tier 2, but they will now grab it. As the Ascomanni are going to try their best to push here. There's going to be buyback now on Titan as they'll go and teleport back now. Trying to defend the high ground here. Joe Rotten running right in there as Master Risk will buy back. TPs now for the retreat to defend the base against the pushing Monkey King. And Baby Knight definitely doing great work here. Has the Desolator as well. He's going to be going for a Scotty too? That can't be right, can it? It's an interesting, I mean, even a Lincoln's I feel is pretty damn good this game. I mean, it saves you from basically X marks and I guess Yule Scepter, so maybe it's not all that fantastic, right? We'll go into Roche here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the build is this game. I think Joe Rotten should have finished the, not quite yet. Does he have buyback even? Let's check our buyback statuses here. He's not for another 3 minutes, but he doesn't have money to finish off the Sange either. Should be Cheese on who? Cheese on Pion, who now has a Lotus Orb. So he's able to reflect here a few abilities. And most importantly, the strong Dispel is going to be pretty good against the Searing Chain specifically, as well as a Boundless Strike Stun if, obviously, he's not caught by it. Could allow him to jump back in. There's Butterfly completed now. MKB preemptively here on No Surprise the Monkey King. 4 staff now on Pion as well. As Ace pushing out alone, bottom again. He's got a very long duration BKB for this stage of the game, to be quite honest. 8 seconds, 42 minutes in. I mean, it's honestly, that's not too bad. I would actually say that's a pretty good BKB duration. If we look at Gyros, I'd be surprised if it's longer than 7. It should be around 6. It's actually already back down to 5. As he's put the Maelstrom in his backpack in favor, of course, of the, not the Yules, the Aegis. I think that's the only BKB here on, nope, there's one now, 10-second BKB on Kunkka. I believe that's brand new here. Does have the AC as well. In they go now, trying to get a fight. Moonlight shadowed and smoked up rather. They're going to try and catch Noya here. Should be able to relatively easily. No saves available for him. Dead for 50. Does have buyback, but that's a pick off, and you'll take those. Baby Knight now in the trees to the right. Has completed the Scotty. Does not have buyback, though. It is going to be available here. So death on him is going to absolutely lose this game here for the Ascomanni. Now ready to jump in. Wukong's command here in the trees as he's stuck here, actually forced to jump up, then back down. They're going to get the kill here onto the Undying relatively quickly. Ace now with the long BKB duration, forcing back a few heroes as now Gyrocopter fighting, stealing the health. There's going to be Joe Rotten. Back up to full HP is going to be Elmo, though, bothered completely by the stomp. There's no buyback here on the Titan. Buying back now is the Undying. Joe Rotten left all alone here. Does have a good amount of damage to be done, but no buyback available on him. Now Ace. Oh, it's a beautiful stun, though, from Beyond. Do they have the control? The Echo Stun committed onto one. The arrow is beautiful. Ace going to be having to buy back here almost certainly, as Monkey King now will pop his BKB. Will get the Aegis at least off of Elmo. Ace has now returned nearly out of remnant, so he's got one more trying to kill the cat. Will be able to do so as in comes Elmo now with his BKB. Onto Baby Knight they go. Dead for 100 seconds. No buyback. Likely to be the game here, as Elmo is able to use his quite efficiently. Ace trying to do his best, trying to keep the creep out of the base. Needs to go mid to be able to do that, and they've already got creep in the base onto the tier 4s. They're likely to just go for the finish here. He's going to have to make a miracle happen here. What spells can he steal? He's got arrow here on Noya. No BK, or no Axe, though. So anything the Ascomanni can do here is going to be a bit tough. They might have caught Ace here as well. He's got BKB. Still 7 seconds for him. Boat is going to be incoming. And they're controlling the Rubik. Aegis under attack. Throne exposed. Everything down. Rubik dead. GG called. Ace unable to hold here against 4. Buying out there for the Scotty was, I don't know, I feel like, yeah, it gives you a lot more sustainability. It's so good as well for the Monkey King, you know, counterparts, but I feel like having buyback is going to be more worth it in that fight, especially since Ace has buyback too. But In the end, Ascomanni will fall there into Hope, gonna pick up a 2-0 victory there, and that's